Hi, Statesman Nation. Wade Steinlogie, Sports Information Director from Penn, with Coach Carlson here, Jenny Carlson of the volleyball team. Coach, appreciate getting a little bit of your time here as you're getting ready for your training this coming week. So let's get right to it. Second season, first full season for you guys. So talk about how the first year went.
The first year was a good learning experience for me. I came in and it wasn't technically my recruiting class, but they worked so hard for me. And, we started to make some changes, and we did that through the postseason and then into spring ball and all the training. And we really focused on working out this spring and then breaking down more so lots and lots of reps instead of really focusing on next season, because like every year you're going to get a whole new class of recruits in, all that type of stuff. So, I usually focus on spring ball as being a lot of reps, get better, and be ready for, the spring and then, or for the fall. And then it's up to them what they do during the summer. So you can only stay on so many kids, and I know there are a couple that are, I can see a good improvement from them, and the other ones, we're waiting for them to get back. It's a week away, and it's going to fly to get there. So I just hired 2 new coaches, so I'm very excited about where the leadership of this program is going to go from, not only me, but, the other 2. We have some serious, drive between those 2. So it's just going to bring a whole new experience, a whole new feeling to this team. So the girls, I'm excited. I think they started to buy in last year, but it's going to take more, for them to buy in. So I'm really excited to make this shift for this program.
Sure. All right, let's talk right about 2014 then and go position by position.
Okay, so we can start on the outside. On the outside, we have returner Crystal. Last year she was a transfer. She was a pretty big impact for us. And again, it's her senior year. So she has a lot to lay out on the line now. I mean, this is her last season, and being a volleyball player and knowing what that last year's like, I know the 3 seniors that we have are definitely going to put it all out there.
Sure.
We have a transfer coming from California as well. Her name's Casey. She has been to a couple different schools. She hits a very heavy ball. She'll be a good terminator for us, and that's what I told her when I recruited her. We need someone that we can count on to get those kills. And then I can't really say that I've classified where Shawnee's going to be. Shawnee's going to be like last year. She is going to see some outside time. I definitely want to move her to the right side eventually. It's her best position, but she has improved so much this summer that either position is going to work. And then we also have another transfer coming in that has some outside experience. Her name's Erica. But she's going to be a lot of a utility player as well. She has some different experiences, and she's going to be in that position where, okay, we need you to go here, or we need you to go there type thing. And then we have a freshman coming in, Ashan. She's actually playing basketball as well, and she's an outside right side. So kind of excited to see what she's going to bring to the table. Then when we move to the middle, we have Gutch returning. It's her senior year. I know she's been working hard this summer as well. We tweaked some things in the spring for her, so we're excited to, okay, here's what we're going to do. Volleyball is like a big puzzle piece, so what you're good at, that's how we're going to make you go. So we've definitely worked with Gutch on that. So I'm excited to see, what she's going to put out there. We have Kylie also returning in the middle, which was a big middle for us last year. Probably one of our biggest key players returning this year. And she might see some outside time as well. She's been developing pretty well. Her arm's getting better. Her freshman year she was injured, I think rotator cuff, so that swing's really starting to develop. So she has a pretty nice 6 rotation style, which I would love to move her to that situation, but that's just going to come with what we see. And then I have a kid coming from Germany. Her name's Jasmine, and she's another middle. She's 6'1", 6'2", so I'm excited to bring that to the table and just train her in general. I'm excited. The DS position, we have Danny returning in the libero. Again, been impressed with her since the day I got here. We really, I think, got on the same page towards the end of the year last year, and I think this is going to be a good year for her.
Yeah.
We have Kelsey returning as well. She'll be a sophomore this year. She got a little bit of varsity experience last year, mostly JV, but again, kind of seeing what the strength and conditioning from this summer and see where she's grown. We actually have a freshman from Oski. Her name's Kaylee. She is also a DS, and she's got a pretty solid volleyball platform, and she knows kind of what's going on. So other than the transition of high school to college, I think that's going to be, she'll have a pretty easy time. On the right side, I have another transfer coming from Ankeny. Her name's Natalie. She's a lefty. She comes from a great volleyball program, so I'm excited to, get that in our Penn culture. Her and Shawnee will be definitely going back and forth, and it's going to be good to give Shawnee that competition, and the same thing, I think it's going to be good to give Natalie the competition as well. And then in the setter role, we have Layra. She's returning. Last year, she had quite a few times, like her and Dana split, running 5-1, 6-2s, that type of thing. So, Layra knows she has big shoes to fill this year, and again, it's as hard as they all worked.
Right.
And then Emily McHugh is also going to be looking to work at that setter position, but also a utility player.
Sure. Regarding the whole team, what's the key to how you're going to run the style? I guess first off, are you planning on running a 5-1, a 6-2, or do you not want to divulge it yet? And what's going to be the key to success for the team?
Like I said before, this is going to be a huge puzzle piece. This year is a big staple to the rebuilding of it. So we have to take a little bit different attitude. It's not going to be, do this, do that, and just be hard on them every 5 seconds.
Right.
We are going to make this enjoyable and fun. I mean, everyone wants that. I want that as a coach. I want it to be enjoyable and fun. But, I expect most out of them. They know what I expect out of them. I expect them to work hard. But, I want to, right from the get-go, the team bonding to be immaculate. I want us having each other's backs on the court and just flowing together. It's truly going to be our key this year, is the team chemistry and trusting in one another. And that's what's going to make us successful. As far as the 6-1 or the 5-1, 6-2, I can draw up tons of ideas right now. We've talked about it. We know what we would love to do. And then we see kids and we're like, I don't know if I want her to not be in 6 rotations and all that type of stuff. So I definitely would love to be able to run a 5-1 or a 6-2, just depending on what our offense is looking like. But yeah, I think it's gonna come down to seeing what preseason happens and that type of stuff.
A lot in about a week,
Right.
Non-conference schedule. I know you've pulled it back a little bit as far as how many overall matches. Got several good tournaments in there though. So talk about the non-conference schedule, and then we'll lead into how that prepares us for the MCC season.
Okay, yeah. So I definitely brought the schedule down a bit this year. It's nice to play a lot of games, but you definitely could see by the end of the year the girls were fatigued and tired, and we're traveling a lot. And we're still traveling a lot this year because we only have so many home games. But our first tournament's in Chicago at St. Xavier. When I coached in Michigan, we went to that tournament a lot, so I know what the competition is. It's going to be some good beginning stuff, and like I've told the girls, we're going to do this in a phase, and I guess I'll be explaining more to the girls, but preseason is August. We have 8 games in August, and I consider those preseason. Yes, do I want to win? Of course. I'm very competitive, but in those 8 games, I want to have clicked. I want to have, ironed out the kinks, and then go into September really working well with each other.
Definitely know where the team's sitting at that point.
And then, like you said, the non-conference games, and then we take another step for the conference matches, and then we take our next step for the conference tournament. So that's kind of, explaining to the girls the process, and it's not just first game, win, and click all together. It's, we got to really work into this. So we're at that one. The other tournament we're at is in Ashford, and that we went to last year. Those good teams. ranked teams there, so another good exposure tournament for us. And again, for me, I just want to go and compete. I want to show the girls, I'd rather play against these tough teams and really get better and see what we need to work on than just going and playing a team and winning in 3.
Right,
so
right.
I definitely like a harder schedule than an easier schedule.
Sure.
But yes, I like to win. We have a couple non-conference matches that we had last year, and then I've also scheduled some of the hack teams because obviously we're going to be making that transition next year. So definitely wanted to start playing some of those teams and getting to know the conference and that type of stuff. So I'm excited because that's going to be a good conference, and definitely this year is going to be that building year so that we're ready to make that move into that conference.
Definitely. Again, last year in the MCC, Grandview, Viterbo, throw in there, then St. Ambrose Clark. Where do we fit in the picture?
I think for this year, I'm really hoping to win the games we're supposed to win and compete in the games that, we're going to give us a tough run.
Right.
Obviously, Grandview and Viterbo are at the top. They're a great program. You know that they've got recruits coming in, that type of stuff. So those two, we played great against them last year. We gave them a run for their money, and I was very happy with how, we came out against those teams because they're both very good teams. Clark was very good as well last year. I definitely, but again, our last match of the season was against Clark, and that was the best match we've probably played all season. So that gave me lots of high hopes for, where this season is going. As far as the rest, like I said, this is a huge step for going into the hack next year. So I want a solid performance this year. I guess the ranking isn't huge to me.
Right.
Yes, I'd like to be 3rd, 4th, 5th, around in that area. But again, I want to, really get Penn going.
Right.
Show new recruits, where we're headed in what direction, and really, make that move.
Sure. All right. Final words on, previewing this season. What you're looking forward to. I think you've already said it, but just kind of summarize one more time. This is what we're looking at for this year. These are the expectations.
Yeah. The expectations for this year is, I've told these girls, I run this like we're on a boat together. You're either on the boat or you're off the boat. The boat's moving a certain way. We're trying to change the culture here. We're trying to get Penn volleyball back on the map. So, the girls that are returning, the girls are coming in, they know what I'm expecting of them. I mean, it's not going to be, have fun and come to practice and all this. I mean, our preseason is loaded. It's 2 weeks long, which is nice because we actually kind of get to spread it out. I don't have to exhaust them, but we're going to be working hard, and it is just changing the culture. We're a family. We have to show people, this is what you're coming to Penn for, and, really get that foundation set this year.
Sure. All right. The Statesmen start at the end of August. There's a pair of games. It's presentation in Peru State in Peru, Nebraska, August 23rd, right? August 23rd. So we'll look out for the Statesmen this year, and hopefully we'll get updates every week, and just pay attention to statesmanathletics.com. But thanks, Coach Carlson. I really appreciate sitting down with you.
All right.
Thank you.